Okay, looks like we are ready to go. There's still about 3 or 4 minutes left before we start, but we can take a quick look at the players that have already joined. We have 24 participants on each side. We are on Eagle's side today. It seems like every day I'm on Eagle's side, which is cool because there's a little consistency. People are still joining. Hey everybody. Wave to you guys that are waving to me in chat. I have a few things to share with you while we're getting set up here and we're waiting for this thing to start. First, a couple things. I was able to get in touch with some players in the All-Stars, and they're going to whisper me some battle reports, so we'll be able to catch some things as they're happening. So we'll be able to actually look at some stuff this time as opposed to just a bunch of scouts. A couple other notes. The thing that we did yesterday or 2 days ago, the roof is on fire stuff, we're going to continue it today. Why not, right? I believe we can continue it as far as I know. So we're just going to continue it. And basically the rule, if you were not around last time, the way that it works is every time somebody is on fire, somebody's zeroed, I'm going to call the roof is on fire. And as soon as I do, then you paste your account ID into chat, and I'll log those and send them off to Evony. I've already sent all the ones from last time, and Evony said they have it, they're ready, and they'll distribute those packages after the All-Stars are finished. So, can't hurt to send them a bunch more. But remember, you can only have one package per account, and the packages aren't that big, but if you do have some friends or somebody that you want to get their IDs now, it's a good time so that you can paste them in later and everybody will get a package. Some other notes: in the comments section of this description in the video, you'll find that there's a link, and also there should be, I didn't see stream, and here we go. So it should be appearing now. There's a little voting contest that's going on the Evony Facebook page, and that's just to vote for your favorite streamer. So if you appreciate this and you've had a good time with me the last couple times, then you might consider voting and Miser Winfrey. Yeah, exactly. You might consider voting and going on to their official Evony the King's Return Facebook page. In doing so, you also get 900 gems just for voting. So even if it's not for me, go ahead and vote, get your 900 gems, and that's a good way to start the night already. So the protocol for putting that in is all you got to do is write the name of the streamer. So if you're voting for me, you would put Miser, and then you put your account ID. And that just casts your vote. We have about 46 seconds left before these players start teleporting around and setting up their hives. We saw last time it set up really quickly, and I did unfortunately uncover some details that we missed in the previous stream. At the very end of the match, it seems, this is just speculation and rumor, and I think it's under investigation right now, but there were a bunch of players that came up here to the top crystal mine and were just hiding over here and exchanging and trading points, which is not permissible, and they might have their scores removed. So that is some interesting news. So we'll be watching for that as well, because we do want to have a fair match, and we want to see people fighting but also playing fairly. We have a few seconds left. People are going to start moving now. Let's see where they decide to head up, start their hive today. It looks like they're going all the way to the right side of the map this time. So far in every stream that we have been on for the All-Stars, the preliminaries, the semifinals, the Eagle team has won for us every single time. And it's always the one that we're watching. So it's very interesting. We'll see if that trend continues here. Let's see if we can spot the other team. They usually would set up really close because it's a lot more convenient to exchange right next to each other. Yeah, here we go. So we have Lion team that's set up just to the left of Eagle team, and already we have rallies starting. We're just seconds in, not even 1 minute in, and we already have rallies being set up. And it doesn't look like they did follow through, or maybe they're just preparing. Oh, there it is. First rally of the game is on Miss Phoenix. and Miss Phoenix is at 4.7 billion power. Now, something to keep in mind is that the players in this are really high in terms of power. My alliance member here, Kranz, he's massive. He's 5 billion, but in terms of the players in here, I think he was commenting how he's like 33rd or 34th, somewhat there in terms of power, which is pretty crazy. I mean, 5.6 billion power, and you're 33rd in this All-Stars match. We have another attack over here. It looks like it's going on Ash Candy, but it is just a simple solo attack from Jim Sack. We'll take a look back over here on the on the Lions side. Usually it starts off very quickly. There's a lot of rallies that happen very early on. People want to get into the rallies and get as many points on the early game as possible. But it might be slightly different this time around since this is the finals. People want to end up with the most points they can by the end, and they're not worried about advancing because there's nothing to advance to. So there might be a little bit more conservation in terms of troops and smarter plays going on. But we will see how this plays out in the end. There was another attack on here. I can't read this guy's name, so I'll just have to say he's IFT, because there's no way I can read. I'm guessing that's Chinese. It looks like Chinese. But he's at 6.3 billion power. Take a quick look at the score so far. Just in the early game, it's very even already. We're at nearly 4,000 points. And we are only 3 minutes into the round. Let's take a look over here. Another one went out here on Roller Pig. Roller Pig's already down to 2.9 billion. I can't remember his starting power, but I think it was somewhere around 4.5. So that is a big drop. A lot of marches went into easy, and it looks like an attack was organized against Kiss. What I'm seeing so far is a lot of aggressive rallies, but there have not been too many reinforcements. I mean, realistically, a lot of these players are fairly capable of standing on their own, but reinforcements are a great way to ensure that you are scoring the maximum amount of points for your team. Another rally over here on Chiyomaru. Chiyomaru is at 5.2 billion, so a slight drop, but not too bad. You're having some internet connectivity, Crystal. That is too bad. You might want to try turning down the resolution, and you might be okay. JT's going nuts. You think he's going to go nuts by the end of this? He's going to unload all 10 billion power of his troops and get a bunch of points? I think I was talking to him yesterday, and he had an unfortunate situation where he lagged out as he was trying to heal troops, and instead of healing just a small amount of T14 troops, he ended up trying to heal everything, and it was a ridiculous amount of healing speeds that he had to go through. So just taking that into consideration, imagine what these players are going through, the amount of lag that they are facing, trying to join rallies, trying to reinforce. It must be incredible pressure to try to get those points. Another rally went out over here on Ash Candy. That is the second attack on him, but the first was a solo. Ash Candy's over here at 5.1 billion power, and meanwhile the Eagle team has sent an attack over at Shea. Shea is also down to 5 billion. Quick look at the score over here. We have already 10,000 points for the Eagle team. A slight early lead against the Lion team that are at 8,700. Quick look at the map. Let's take a look at buildings. Some of the buildings are completely useless. As I've talked about, we don't need to teleport so much around in All-Stars because people are just setting up and attacking straight from their position. But there are some useful buildings, such as the Blessing Tower, which Lion Team controls here. And we have another Blessing Tower over here that Lion Team also controls. And that is a pretty decent buff. So you have attack 20% and defense 20% increase. And that's two of them, so 40% increase to their offensive and defensive capabilities. It's a very nice bonus to have. Not necessarily something Eagle Team should be necessarily letting them take for free. The other significant building is the hospital over here. The hospital gives you a 60% increase in speed that you can heal your troops. And when you have an all-stars match like this, these players are going to be spending a lot of healing speeds to make sure that they are getting the best effectiveness and kills for their troops. And for that, you need to have strong layers. You need to have all your troops healed up. You can't just let yourself lapse in that, or you'll start losing more troops than you were anticipating. So the need for that is just a huge amount of healing speed ups constantly, and the hospital really helps with that. But it's very hard to capture that hospital and keep it because it's something that's in such high demand. An attack is going off over here on 0. Nope, that is a scout. The attack was actually on Dinos. A couple of reinforcements are coming out of Dinos, but it doesn't look like Dinos was too heavily reinforced at the time. Down to 4 billion power. No roof on fire, no Hope Shady. That's going to be a while, especially with people that are 5 billion plus power. It's going to be a while before we see some fires. I'm going to predict somewhere around the 1 hour mark is where we're going to start to be able to roast some marshmallows. Scout over here on Jimsack, but I don't think that is going to be someone that they're going to rally right away. Jimsack is pretty beastly in terms of his buffs, so I don't think they're going to focus on Jimsack right away. But there is an attack going out, and another one happened over here on Matua Contour. And meanwhile, Eagle Team was hit. Toot is down to 4.2 billion power, and Matua, I think, in the semifinals took 3 or 4 rallies to 0, and he's already down to 3.1 billion, so that's some significant damage against him right now. I will get some reports, Femto. I was, as I said earlier at the start, I was able to communicate with JT, who's actually on the line team somewhere here. See if we can find JT. Where are you hiding? Pretty sure JT was on the line team. Nope, there he is. And he said he's going to send me some reports into Whispers, and so we'll check those out when we have dull moments. Bama has been consistently a strong rallier through all of the All-Stars, so we will see a lot of attacks come from Bama, and there's one right now on Sav. And Sav has already dropped to 2.2 billion power. Let's check out the... Thank you. That happens sometimes, and I cannot change that at the moment. All I can do is try to find the right USB to make sure that it doesn't happen so often. Sav was hit. He took a lot of damage, but his score did jump quite a bit. So we are at 21,000 basically for Eagle Team and about 18,000 for Lion. A rally coming on from Santa Mook. I don't know how to say some of these names, but let's see where that happened. Okay, here we go. And it's on that other keep that I cannot pronounce because it's in another language. We're just going to call it DTH. 6.5 billion power. So I don't know if that was too effective of an attack. Let's see if we can take a look at some defenses. JT's already sending a few. That's awesome. So it looks like there was an attack on, I don't know if it was on JT necessarily, but Easy attacked JT. There was a rally, and it's pretty even overall. I mean, you got to consider that JT has a ton of troops, but I don't know if that was actually on JT. Was it? I don't remember seeing JT get attacked, but I guess so. Pretty even overall. There's a power difference. JT was focusing on ranged troops at the time, so it was pretty much ranged against range, but in terms of the rally, keep in mind that people could be sending different troops as well. Death to wounded buff insane? Yeah. So if you're just coming in a little bit late, there are a couple events that we're going to have tonight. We're going to continue with the roof is on fire, and some people were asking earlier whether you were going to get your rewards anytime soon. I did ask Evony about that. I sent the list of winners from the last roof is on fire things that we did in the semifinals. They have that list, and they're going to send out all the rewards after the All-Stars are finished. BO seems to be, I don't know, maybe that was a fake on BO, and the real attack went over here on this other guy that I can't say. The other DTH guy is what I'll call him. 4.3 billion power. These players are actually very exceptional in terms of their coordination. We saw several of these plays in the semifinals and the preliminaries as well. Some very, very strong players here in terms of coordination. You see fakes going off all over, and that's why you see lines just spreading out all across the hive. They don't necessarily know who's being targeted. Everything happens so fast, so you have to try to make good predictions and hope it works out. An attack went out over here against Oat. And see, again here, some lines coming away. Some people were reinforcing Ares, but that was not the primary target. The primary target was actually Oat. And Oat is now down to 4.2 billion power. The total score right now is sitting at 27,000 for Eagle Team, still in the lead against roughly 25,000 for Lion Team. And I was talking to you about the different promotions, the different events going on right now. So we are continuing the Roof is on Fire when that eventually starts happening. The way that works is when there is a fire, when somebody's completely zeroed, I'm going to type in chat, the roof is on fire. And the first 15 people to respond with their game IDs will get a package. However, Evony said I can't give new packages, so if you already got a package last time, you cannot get the package again. However, if you do have any friends, family that are playing or Alliance members and you want to steal their IDs, you can get them free packages. Why not, right? Kiss is over here trying to port right into the Eagle Team, saying he wants to be rallied. Some people in Lion Team are sending reinforcements over there because they want points too. Kiss did this last time too in the semifinals, and it worked out for him. He was very low in points, I think around 2,000, and was able to score a lot in the end game. But it really depends on whether the Eagle Team wants to feed him those points. They might not want to help him out. An attack went off on DJ. DJ is currently at 6.9 billion, so not shabby at all. And another attack is going off, and it looks like it is happening over here on Santa Mook. Santa MUC? I don't know. Santa MUC Santa? Let's just call this person Santa, who's at 6.4 billion power after a second rally against them. The second event that is happening, if you look in the comments of my video right now on the live stream, you will see that there's a link to the Evony's Facebook channel. And their top post right now from about 2 hours ago is just a contest for live streamers. It's a quick vote that you can do to vote for your favorite live streamer. And all you have to do is put the streamer's name and your own ID after that. Just for voting, you get 900 gems. So it's even better than the package you get for the Roof is on Fire. Possibly not quite as fun. I mean, I really like the Roof is on Fire. Like, that stuff was fun. But still, it is 900 gems. It is worth the vote. So take the time when it gets a little bit quieter in here to just go cast your vote and have that done. And that's one per ID. So if you do have other people that want to get the 900 gems, then you can use their IDs to put some votes or just ask them to go and vote. Our rally is going out. JT seems to be sending an attack off here to BO. And BO was zeroed in the last, in the semifinals. And he's already down to 4.8 billion. Let's see if there are any reports. JT has sent another report here. This is a defense against Oat. So Oat had a defense here and he was reinforcing. Let's see, it was pretty even again. Slightly better in terms of the Eagle Team. But you'll also notice that the reinforcement amounts are quite different. So this means that it was a full rally, obviously. I mean, they wouldn't send it without being a full rally, but only 2 million troops, so possibly only JT's troops actually made it in to reinforce, and it ended up being pretty even overall despite that. In defending, the defender actually gets to keep their subordinate city buffs, but the attackers do not. And that's probably where it becomes a little bit lopsided in terms of defense and gaining points. But still, I mean, you have to rally to whittle them down so that their troops will be less and you can break them eventually. A couple more attacks have gone out while I was looking at that report, but the scores remain pretty much the same. We can scroll down the list. Sav's at the top. Some other people that I can't read right now are in number 2 and number 3, doing very well. And many of the people that earn the higher scores right now are ones that have been attacked. It looks like Kranz is 7th right now with 2,400 score, so possibly there was an attack on Kranz. JT's over here in 11th with 2,000, probably a lot of it from the defense and the reinforcement that he did earlier. And we can scroll down a little bit more. Easy's been launching a lot of rallies, but still only at 1466. Let's see, what else do we see down here? Lots of fantastic players, so this is going to change constantly. Even though some of these players are down here at only 500, 1,000 points, that is not going to stay that way very long. These are really, really great players, and these scores will fluctuate a lot, but it depends on many factors. There's lag, there's just opportunity, and sometimes you just can't get into the rallies. Sometimes there's just too much going on, and your marches end up bouncing because it's already filled. But things will happen pretty quickly. Yes, if you guys see that I get a whisper, I'm not always watching my chat. If you see a whisper, just comment in chat. I'll probably see your words before I see the whisper. Kiss is over here again trying to get attacked. I don't know if I think that's the greatest team play, but remember, in the end, this isn't a team kind of set up the way that Evony has designed this. So he's over here, and reinforcements have come away. There is a rally right now, it looks like, going off on him because he's just an easier target. But that is just so unfortunate for the rest of Lion Team. They can't be happy about him just porting away and racking up personal points, because that just gives extra stuff for Eagle Team and more opportunity for them to score points without a Lion Team having that same opportunity. An attack against Eagle Team happened on Nata. Nata's down to 4.6 billion. We'll check Kiss as well, who has just rallied. Kiss is at 4.4 billion. I think Kiss probably healed recently just to pad up those layers a little. An attack is going out as well right here. It looks like the target is, I don't know, disappeared, Jimsack. That's a tough shell to crack. Let's see how they did. Jimsack is down to 5.7 billion. I did not see any reinforcements go in, so they might have done a good amount of damage there. We'll see. Kiss ported away, so reinforcements are returning. Kiss is over here. See, that's so strange. Kiss wants to be attacked and does not want other players on on the Lion Team to score points. So he ported away to force those reinforcements to go back, just so that Eagle Team will quickly rally him and he can earn personal points. I'm guessing the plan is just to keep healing, and you know, I don't know. I'm not in favor of this strategy right now because it is not good team play. And in the end, Kiss is just going to run out of healing speeds, and it's not going to help Lion Team at all. It's very unfortunate team play here, in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a smart move, or is that kind of terrible team play? Love letter down to 5.4 billion after that attack. Doesn't seem to have scratched him too bad. Kiss over here again, porting to the side to send back reinforcements so that he can get attacked. I kind of hope that Eagle Team stops feeding him, but at the same time, who can resist that target? Who can resist having an attack go out against Kiss because he doesn't have reinforcements? That's an opportunity to gain points, but man, I don't like that. I feel like that's almost as poor play as the people that were trading points earlier. I don't like it. I feel bad for Lion Team right now because I know that they are trying hard. You even have people coming over here to teleport right next to Kiss just to get a reinforcement in to try to get some points. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if it turns out favorable for him. But I don't know. I might be a little vengeful if I was in here. If I saw him joining my rallies, I might boot him out of them in the future. I don't know. All right, let's see what they are doing here. It looks like they're taking a rally in, and I'm guessing they're going to attack Kiss. We'll see. Yep. What a shocker. Maybe Kiss is doing this for us. Maybe Kiss just wants everyone to earn a package, so Kiss is trying to get zeroed as quickly as possible. Could be. Bama is setting up an attack, and the attack is going out against Jason 13. It looks like some reinforcements are making their way in, but the attack has already happened. Let's take a look at Whispers. Oh, thank you, Chris. That's awesome. Nothing new from JT. Not a lot of time to type in the battle, but he'll send some as soon as he can. I kind of wish I could get some other people to send reports. Let's check chat, see if there's anything in here. We've got some scout reports, and we see all the activity. But my guess is most of their communication, other than just sharing, is probably in a private line group or in Discord or something like that. I'd be surprised if they're not using voice communication or something right now just to coordinate faster. But who knows? Look at this. Kiss is even right in the middle of Eagle Team now. At this rate, it's not going to be long before Kiss is zeroed. And they've got to be starting to run lower on teleports too. We'll take a look at that in a second. It's at 51,000 to 48,000. The difference hasn't changed too much, but you can see Kiss is over here just racking up personal points to try to get that #1 spot. And Kiss probably is planning to just heal and heal and heal and just take rallies until the score is unattainable by the rest of Lion Team. Yeah, see, already Kiss has gone down to 3 billion and back up to 5, 4, 3, 4, like back and forth. Already several billion of power used through healing speeds. An attack over here on Sea Moon. I want to get a click. Come on, here we go. All right, let's see. Sea Moon is, wow, already down to 2.9 billion. I believe Sea Moon is originally somewhere around 4 billion, so that is roughly about 1.1 billion drop. If I'm mistaken, I'm not sure. I feel like normally he's around 4 billion. And this player hasn't, I think the last time we looked was around 5.9, so that was not a very successful rally over here. No new whispers, no new reports. Let's take a look at the map real quick. The towers are still controlled by Lion Team, but it doesn't seem to be earning them as many points as Eagle Team in the overall. The hospital is still contested. Nobody's taking the hospital. It's just too valuable. It's going to be swapping back and forth. These players need to try to get the hospital because of the amount of healing that they are currently doing. All right, an attack over here on BO. There seems to be a lot of reinforcement lines coming away, so there was a lot of reinforcements. And BO is down to 4.4 billion, not a big drop at all. Some of the Lion team are moving around. So I want to check right here, see what the teleports are at. I know you get quite a bit more for the All-Stars so that they can move around freely, but already these are already at about half their original amount for teleports. If Kiss continues doing that, it might run out quickly, but it looks like Kiss just returned and is finally playing the team game. What was that over here? That I thought so. There was a rally over here on Bama. And Bama is at 4.8 billion, so not too bad right now. Another rally happened over on BO. This is the second rally on BO, who's down 4.2. So that's another 400 million drop or so for BO. No new reports to check out, but we'll keep watching for those. If you do spot a whisper, then let me know. We're at 1 hour and 27 minutes, so we are 30 minutes into this match already, and the scores are at 58,000 to 54,000. Now, if I recall correctly, the semifinals that we were watching last time, they ended somewhere just over, what do you guys think? I feel like it is 100,000 and something, and we're already halfway there. So this is already a very high-scoring match. Another rally over here on Candy. Let me click. God, this is one of the most annoying things. Trying to click on a keep after the marches are walking away because for some reason Evony thinks that we want to follow the march. I don't want to follow the march. I want to click on the keep. 4.6 billion Candy is at currently. 160k to 130k is what you guys were saying last time. Yeah, so that's 30 minutes in. If we keep at this pace, we are going to exceed that. If you can't vote, I don't know, maybe somebody can put your ID in for you. I'm not sure if Evony will allow that, but it's possible that they can just paste it for you on your behalf. It's getting quiet over here on Eagle team. They must be a couple scouts going out. There's some solo attacks, but these are probably just tester attacks. Sometimes what people do is they'll send just 1,000 troops with a general just to test the debuffs and see who the potential targets are. I don't know necessarily if that's what that is, but gauging on how quiet it was for a little bit, they were probably choosing who they were going to attack next. And the target seems to be DJ. Second time DJ was attacked. What are you at now? 5.6 billion. Alright, nothing from a Lion team in a little while though. What are they plotting? They are probably talking behind the scenes of what they might do next. I'm guessing if I was on Lion team, I'd be a little demoralized by that whole individual play and what we're going to do there. I know talking to some of the players from the semifinals, there was a lot of frustration in the way that some players were taking the game, and I'm betting that is creating a little toxicity in their chat right now. But we can't see their chat, so that's just an assumption. It is pretty quiet though. Here is finally a rally. Susan is setting something out. Let's see who the target is. The target is Trail Dog? Yes, it's Trail Dog. 4.1 billion is the new score for Trail Dog. I like this move that Fox Slayer is doing, going to look for targets and port right next to them, do a quick reinforcement to get those reinforcement points. That is effective. And considering that there are quite a bit more teleports in the All-Stars, it is an effective strategy to make sure you get in. But that's assuming you have the leg to make, you don't have the leg. That would not allow that to happen. Another attack over here on gem mines, 5.5 billion, so not doing too bad. I think a lot of these rallies are just trying to see who we can do the most damage against. They've got a lot of scouts going out just to try to find out some of the vulnerabilities and choose what troops to use on those targets. But many of these players just have such a massive troop count that it's pretty hard to make those decisions effectively. KJ Casey was attacked just now, down to 5.8 billion. Let's check the score now. 63,000 to 60,000. Still fairly even all the way into this match. It hasn't changed. It hasn't gotten through past a 5,000 discrepancy between the two scores. It's been roughly 1 to 2,000 all the way, which is pretty good. It makes for a good match. Love Letter was attacked again, but the score has not changed so much. See if we can find some reports. Gem Mines has a report from that recent attack on him, which was pretty decent. It was a good defense overall. Not too many reinforcements in, only one march and not even a full senior march. So with that in mind, it was a pretty decent defense. But the problem is if you take too many of these, then your layers will start to decrease and you will be less defensible in the end. So those reinforcements are really important just for the longevity of your your ability to stay in this game. He was geared more for siege attack, it looks like, while the ranged troops, while the rally was mostly centered around range, which is actually a pretty good idea because the siege will tear down those ranged troops, and you really saw that over here in the results. Wasn't too crazy overpowered, but it did work out in favor of the defense. Look at these debuffs though, and these are the typical kind of defense buffs or debuffs for players of this size. Ranged troops, it's hard to make a successful attack with ranged troops just because they are so focused in terms of debuffs. Remember, you can only debuff a maximum of 50% of someone's buffs, but look at that, 615% attack reduction, and JT's marching attack with Minamoto was 1230. So that is a full 50% reduction in that attack of ranged attacks. Let's take a look at the score to see the change. Still about the same, 2,000 to 3,000 difference. Nothing much has changed since then. I will take a look at players, and we can see what happened. Let's just take a look at who just got attacked right now. Easy again is getting attacked, but at 6 billion, I think a little healing there just to keep himself in the game. I think, if I recall, that was the second attack on Easy. All right, let's look at players again. Kiss is remaining up there with 8,200 points, but some other players are starting to catch up now that Kiss is forced to play the team game again. Scrolling down, a lot of players over 4,000 already. Yeah. Most of the players that have higher scores seem to be Lion Team right now, even though they are losing. And we saw this same pattern in the semifinals. A lot of the Lion Team, even though they were in, they were losing by a few thousand points the whole game, many of them were higher scoring for a long time, and then these scores inverted in favor of Eagle Team, who started to overcome those as Lion Team. Their troops were, they started to deteriorate, and they were easily able to be zeroed at the end. A rally came out over here on Ares. Multiple attacks on Ares already. Ares is at 4.7 billion power. Yes, ground is very strong against archer, but you also have to keep in mind that ground is very easy to be countered when you have cavalry. A lot of these players will be hiding their cavalry as much as possible, and if they notice a ground march coming on them, they will take off the cavalry from being ghosted, and then it's instantly there, able to counter that ground march. But when those cavalry are gone, players typically will not spend their healing speed ups to heal the cavalry, as opposed to other more valuable PvP troops like ranged is usually one of the ones that would be focused on for healing speed ups. Bama is setting up an attack. And it seems to be Toot. Yes. There's a quick call there, but not enough reaction for the reinforcements to arrive. I'm guessing Toot didn't receive any reinforcements at all. That was a very quick execution by Lion Team. And it does look like there was a distracting fake rally. A lot of reinforcements came out of Susan, so I'm thinking that there were a rally or two set up on Susan to kind of distract that. And there was also, it looks like, an Eagle rally against Dinos at the same time. So with all that going on, it is hard to send those reinforcements, which makes it tough on Toot, who is sitting there getting rallied and down to 3.8 billion power. Another rally went off, and it is Ares once again getting attacked. There were several, look at all these lines coming out. There were a lot of reinforcements in Ares. Eagle Team might have been a little too slow there, and Ares did not take the amount of damage that they were hoping. Another attack over here on Santa. Third attack on Santa? Man, who's going to get all their gifts this year if Santa's zeroed? Well, Santa wants to send an attack out as a... It looks like a vengeance attack over here on, is it Maximus or Ares? Are they hitting Ares again? No, it is Maximus. Maximus is being attacked at 3.3 billion power left. Yeah, you like that joke? That's a good Christmas joke, wasn't it? Haha. All right. It's pretty slow exchange. It was a lot faster at the beginning, but this is the 1 hour and 16 minute mark. People spend a lot at the very beginning of their troops, and then they want to conserve it a little bit because the last push at the end is where you're going to gain a lot of points. See all the reinforcements coming in. Matua is being attacked again, but I don't think most of those reinforcements did arrive in time. Matua was already down to 3.5 billion power before from one successful rally. Let's see where it's another 1 billion loss roughly for Matua. Bama is setting up an attack as well. We'll find out who the target is really quick. Yes, missed. I can see the live chat, and I don't watch the Alliance chat so much because it keeps flipping back and forth. But I can see the live chat stream. I've got it open here. It's just on my other monitor, so sometimes I miss things. Chiyomaru looks like there was an attack over here on Chiyomaru, who's down to 5 billion. Not too bad. And meanwhile, Eagle Team also landed an attack over on Trail Dog. I don't see too many lines coming away from Trail Dog. There's maybe 1 or 2 reinforcements, so that might have done some damage. And yes, it did, down to 3.3 billion power. The overall score right now is sitting at 77,000 to 76. Lion Team is catching up. There's still a lead for Eagle Team, but not that significant anymore. Somebody was asking in chat, what is Siege good for? Well, Siege is really good against defending against Siege. If you don't have your Siege and somebody sends a Siege attack, you can get decimated pretty quickly. Having Siege, in my experience as well, is really good at stopping archers. It has a lot of stopping power. If your Siege doesn't have to deal with as many Siege from the enemy, from what I've seen, they start to focus on archers for some reason. The mechanics for Evony battles are pretty confusing at times, and there are sometimes things that just don't make sense. So that may or may not be true, but it is something that I have experienced. So Siege are really good for that. A couple attacks did go out over here. We had a rally over here on Trail Dog again, who was, I believe we saw it down to 3.3 and is up. So the bit of healing did happen over there. And another attack happened on the other side. I guess some people are unhappy in Eagle Team. There's a little bit of confusion. It seems like Pandora is trying to do the same thing as Kiss. And that's pretty, yeah, it is pretty annoying. And there's some frustration on even Eagle Team. Some players are playing the individual game, and it really sacrifices the play for everybody else. Look at this attack. This is really nice. Yes, this is the kind of thing I like to see. Look at the huge difference between 4.8 billion or 4.8 million power versus 1 billion lost. And this really has to do with the amount of troops that JT sent, but at the same time, that is just a really good hit overall. What did you do here, JT? I'm taking a look, and it looks like they did an archer attack, and for some reason the defenders decided to go cavalry. That is interesting. Maybe they were confused on what the attackers were planning to do, or they just didn't have enough time to swap. But yeah, you don't want to defend with cavalry against archers. It doesn't work out well, I'll tell you that. Alright, let's take a look at what's happening over here. This person with the funny circle, I don't know, Illuminati guy, is at 4.6 billion power after that rally. Let's take a look at the overall score. We're at 82,000 to basically 82,000. Not that big of a difference anymore. So Siege gets destroyed only by Siege? No, definitely not. But you definitely need Siege to counter Siege. For some reason, the way that the Evony battle mechanics work is because Siege both have that long range. I think what they do is they prioritize attacking against other units that are in range. So at the very start of a fight, you have your two Siege, and they basically just target each other. So if you have, as a defender, equal to or greater range than the opponent, your Siege will destroy them. But if you don't have enough range, then the attacker will decimate your Siege. And once that happens, they can roll through the rest of your troops as well. But there are a lot of things that can destroy Siege. A good cavalry or ground march could just roll through the Siege if they're able to reach the Siege in time. An attack went out over here on DK. 3 billion power. Somebody says that, is it the Illuminati guy? His name says Pew. Is that right? Confirm that for me, Covey. An attack over here on Lion Team again. This player's down to 5.3. I don't think that player has lost too much so far. I'm kind of curious what's going on with the little mini drama happening over here with Pandora, who did not want reinforcements because they want their own personal points, which is kind of, again, not great team play. That's kind of the way that this server versus server all-stars is set up. It does need a few tweaks to the design for sure, but that doesn't mean it's not fun to watch. There's a lot of blood going on in these battles. 85,000 to 85,000. For the first time, the Lion team has the point advantage. It's not huge. It's only 110 points, but it is more than they had in the past. So they've overcome that 5,000 point deficit. And there's an attack over here that went out on Toot that, looks like Toot did quite a bit of healing just as we were watching him. He went from 3 billion something to up to 4.2. That's a lot of healing speeds used in that couple seconds. I saw a line coming over here to gem mines, yes, and that is a rally over on gem mines. 5.5 billion still, lots to go. There are no roofs on fire yet. It's going to be a while with these guys. These guys are huge. Some dude in your server versus server has 10 million tier 1 siege. Yeah, well, I mean, there are even players in our alliance that have upwards of like 50, 60, 70 million tier 1 siege. And tier 1 siege used to be a lot better than it was, just the way that the battle mechanics worked out. But tier 11 and below siege had their, I believe, is it their range reduced slightly or their movement speed? I can't remember which. I think it's their range. And so they cannot deal as much damage as they did before because of that range difference. An attack over here on Roller Pig. The third attack, I believe, on Roller Pig, down to 2.2 billion. That's gotta hurt. At this point, 2.2 billion is something that they could finish off if they do a couple quick attacks. And it looks like Eagle Team is noticing that vulnerability and sending a few reinforcements, but many of the players are also just waiting to see what happens. Sometimes you know that a player is close to being zeroed and you just let them sit so that the reinforcements will get pulled back and you can finish them off when it's a little more convenient. Some players over here on Lion Team are trying to sneak to the back because they want to be rallied. They want those individual points. We'll see if Eagle Team bites. And I'm guessing that there's probably a player or two over here on Eagle Team doing the same. It looks like that is not the case. That's mostly the Lion Team strategy. Build your own personal points. Kiss is being attacked. And the attack has happened. Kiss has been doing a lot of healing, already down to 3.5 billion power again. I'm estimating that Kiss has already healed 4 billion power. That is just an extraordinary amount of speed ups. I don't even want to fathom how much that costs. A lot of reinforcements going into Kiss again. Does that mean another attack is happening? They are really pushing this guy's points. Kiss is already almost at 10,000 points. And Eagle Team took the advantage back. They are 700 points ahead. Let's scroll through the list and check out the individual scores. See what's happening over here. A lot of the Eagle Team is in the 11 through 16 place. And it seems like Lion Team is holding pretty strong in the top 10. Sure, I can look at a scout. I'll do that in a second. And we'll see if there are any other defense reports that we can take a look at to try to see some of the strategy that is being used and what the attacks are actually looking like over here. Okay, we got some scouts. I want to see some reports first. Let's take a look at some of the blood. Okay. This is an attack, a rally from Ares over to the Illuminati guy that somebody said is Pew. Pretty even, actually. Some reinforcements did get in, so it did. You know, actually, I feel like the defender should have done better here. I mean, we know that the attack is going to be a splat. But with 4 million reinforcements, I would think that you'd be able to do a bit better, especially considering that you have ground march, or you're primarily set up for ground and you're being attacked with archers, it's kind of interesting that they didn't do so well. It looks like they possibly forgot to change their monarch gear, and they were still set up for siege range and not ground, even though they were with Trajan on the wall. That's interesting. They could have swapped over to ground buffs, and I mean that's still pretty good. 856% defense is not bad at all. But I would assume that you'd get a little bit higher in terms of HP and maybe a bit higher in terms of attack as well for ground troops, and that would have really helped to counter the range. Let's take a look at the debuffs. Debuffs are not bad. The debuffs are pretty good actually overall, and they are taking away half of the power. But I feel like this player could have done a bit better. Roller Pigs over here. Oh, Roller Pig already down to 2.5 billion by the time this report hit. Lots of reinforcements into Roller Pig, and Roller Pig did quite well in defending this. So compare that to the previous report you saw. Look at the difference here. About the same amount of reinforcements, slightly more, not that much more. But the previous report was 850 roughly to 850, whereas this one is 350 million power compared to 850 million power, and much less troop power in the keep as well. And this was mostly archer versus archer. Let's take a quick look back to what is happening over here. So quick recap, it looks like 92,000 to 91,000, so it has been pretty even. A lot of attacks have been going off. I don't know what happened here. I'm guessing same thing as before. We had somebody poured into the back, and those are reinforcements being returned. Here's the Lion team over here. It might have been Shea actually that is using Kiss's strategy to try to earn some individual points. I just want to remind some of you guys about the events that are happening right now. First, we have the roof is on fire, and that's something that we're doing in this stream. So if somebody gets zeroed in this match, then what I'll do is I'll put the roof is on fire into chat, and the first 15 people to put their game IDs will get the streamer Evony package that Evony is going to be sending out after the All-Stars are finished. If you already got them in my previous stream, you cannot get it again. But if you have friends or family or alliance members and you want to put their ID in, that's perfectly fine. It's just the first 15 people after I type the roof is on fire. The other event that is going on is the Facebook live streaming voting thing. So if you like the stream, head over to the Facebook link that is in the description at the top of the video. And if you go there, there is a post, and all you got to do is put Miser and your ID. And if you do that, Evony will send you 900 gems. So it is worth the couple seconds it takes to click a link and put your ID. An attack went off over here on Jason 13. 3.7 billion power. Looks like another one is happening. And who's being attacked over here? Did they cancel it? And it looks like they did cancel it. I'm not sure. Did they? Maybe it was a fake. I'm not really sure. There were a lot of troops that went over into... I can't remember if it was Santa that was rallying, but they were all returned and nothing really happened. Here they are. Maybe they are setting up now. We'll see if this one does happen, and it does. It is not happening. Oh, okay. They're over here. They're rallying in the back, and that's why I didn't see it at first. It's on Li Lin, who decided to teleport to the back to try to get rallied, just like the rest of the Lion team has been doing all game. I personally don't find that strategy too exciting. I mean, this is an individual play, and it's not as fun to watch as all the lines going into reinforcements, but it is good strategy to get individual points and work your way up to the top. You look at some of the players that have been doing that so far. Look at Kiss, about 10,000 points already. Some other players, Trail Dog did not do that. Trail Dog was just rallied several times. But there are a couple players that have been doing that and earning a lot of points in that process. Let's take a look if we have any new reports. We do have a few reports that we can look at. Miss Phoenix has one shared for us. It's defense on Love Letter, and that was that rally on Bama from Bama that we saw earlier. Wasn't too bad. Actually, I feel again that the defenders could have done slightly better with that amount of reinforcements. But it depends on what troops are attacking and what's really happening here. The primary troop of choice for the defense was archers, and attack was archers again. Archers pretty standard unless you are specifically targeting something. The archers were pretty well debuffed, and it just turned out mostly in the favor, I think, slightly in the favor of the defender, but I mean, considering that the splats are expected to happen, the line team didn't do so bad either. Another attack went out over here on Dinos. Dinos, oh, we're already down to 2.2 billion. Not that far from being executed here. I'm guessing we're at the 1 hour mark. In the next 15 minutes, I think, that's my prediction, next 15 minutes we're going to have our first 0. I don't know who it's going to be, but there's going to be 1-0 in 15 minutes. Mark my words. Looks like Leland might be getting attacked again. Reinforcements are being sped in. I don't know if they are setting up that rally right now, but that could be the next target. Nothing seems to be setting up though right now, so possibly not. Oh, here we go. Pandora is getting a rally prepared, and the target is... Oh, it wasn't a rally. Okay. Pandora was actually getting attacked, and all those reinforcements actually arrived in time. That, I'm guessing, will be a pretty successful defense. Hopefully that will be shared here. Interesting. Yeah, some of that conversation in... Wow, some of that conversation in Eagle Team is getting a little bit hostile. Pandora seems like they're playing the individual game. They do not want to share points with the rest of their team. They're sending reinforcements back so that they can take all the points for themselves. That's kind of like Kiss's play earlier in the game. It's just such a really selfish, individual kind of play. It's not at all what this is supposed to be, but it is the reality of what this All-Stars match is these days, because it is about your individual score. It doesn't necessarily, you do not have to win to be at the top. What matters more than anything else is your individual score, so you play the game to get your individual score as high as possible. Alex Big over here, for example, has decided to port right in to the tip of Lion Team. Still in range of reinforcements, but you know, the distance for a lot of those players, they have to speed up and they have to notice it. It's tough. So they intentionally went in there to get some points, but already down to 2.5 billion. I don't think you're going to get enough if you get yourself zeroed that easily. Some of the Eagle Team are responding by sending reinforcements in just in case there's another rally, but that's unfortunate. Let's take a look. Alex Big, where are you at? Did you even earn enough points? You're at 5.8. No, that's not going to be enough for to finish off in the top, especially when you're already down to 2.5 billion power. I'm sorry, you should have definitely waited there, played the team game for a while, and then maybe done that near the end. Looks like Susan is sending a couple solo marches out to random keeps. They might just be like simple siege marches, just to you know what usually happens on those. Some players have very, very strong siege stats, for example, and they might send a mixed layer or even just tier 14 or something like that, and they'll just do more damage to you than you do to them. And if it's a net win, then you get more points, and that's really the primary purpose. And when you have so many disposable troops, you're in the billions of power, you can afford to do that. An attack is happening right now. Jason 13 is setting up a rally. A lot of troops are trying to go in and getting returned because there are just too many people that want to get in on this. The attack is going out to... who is the target? Can't even tell the target. Where are you? Right here. Shady. And Shady's down to 2.3 billion. So there's quite a few players now at the 2 billion range. And without healing, somebody's going to get zeroed very soon. You want to see the last player's score, like at the very bottom. You want to see, like, all the way down here, who's doing nothing, who fell asleep. It looks like Summit and Conan fell asleep, maybe. But a lot of these players are fantastic players regardless. They might just be biding their time. They haven't gotten into too many rallies yet, but I'm guessing some of those scores will change near the end. I actually think that some of the people that are overly aggressive, that have earned really high scores right now, might be overtaken later by people that do the same but haven't wasted their troops without reinforcements. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, let's take a look at buildings. Of course, the hospital has not been taken yet. Line team still controls the tower down here at the bottom, but they have lost control of this one right now. So that 20% buff for the north tower here has not been active for the last little while. But most of the game they have had that. Here's an attack. And they are attacking this guy. 5.7 billion power. And we can possibly check the power now. 4.7, 1 billion power drop. Nice. Not too many reports to share with you right now. Nothing since Miss Phoenix shared that report earlier, but we can check a scout to see what Shea is looking at right now with 82, 83 million troops. Cavalry are pretty low. So when you notice something like this, it either means that a lot of cavalry are ghosted and they could potentially be returned when getting marched on, but it could also be that Shea just had the cavalry killed, basically, because he's been porting around in the back, and if they landed some archer attacks on him and wiped out that cavalry, that puts him in a vulnerable position. A nice ground rally might take out a lot of his troops, and then he can be finished off within a couple of rallies. But at the same time, I mean, he can heal. He can heal stuff. Whatever he needs to heal, he could heal. Some reinforcements went into Susan, I think, or was that an attack? That was an attack. And it was on Dinos. Dinos was hit multiple times already in this round of All-Stars. I want to say that Dinos was down to, yeah, about 2 point something billion and now below 2 billion. We're getting close. We're getting close to somebody being zeroed. I still have about 10 minutes left on my prediction. We'll see if it comes true. 1.7 billion for Roller Pig. You guys are making fun of my accent. I don't have an accent. You have an accent. And you know what's funny is I didn't actually grow up in Canada. I've just been living here for a while, so I don't know, maybe I've adapted, and that's my new speech. I don't think I had an accent before that. But if you say I do, then I guess I do. Let's take a look. There was an attack over here on KJ Casey. 5.8 billion power still with KJ Casey. What is happening here? Bunch of troops going in. That looks more like reinforcement troops rather than an attack. Maybe there was a fake going on. I don't understand what the deal was there. Maybe he was setting up a fake and then returned troops. I don't really know what that was all about. Oh, it looks like they actually set up a rally against that player and it was cancelled, and that's why all those troops came back, because it was cancelled. So it might have actually been a fake. Candy's setting something up right now. You can see all the troops going in, preparing to attack, and the target is Pandora again. And Rians did make it in time, and I don't think anyone was returned. Who are you guys rooting for right now in this match? Are you rooting for a specific player? Are you rooting for Eagle Team, Lion Team? Who do you want to win? Her name is Queen. Whose name is Queen? Pandora? Getting slow again. We're at the 45-minute mark. Things will start to pick up very quickly, I think, here. We're getting close to the countdown. In the last 30 minutes, it's an all-out brawl. People just want to use their troops. Remember, these players all have billions and billions of power, and they need to get as many points as possible, so they will really start attacking, whether it's selfishly or in more rallies. We'll start to see. We'll find out how that's working. What's happening here? Looks like an attack is being set up. Obama is planning something. And it was on Susan. 3.4 billion power. Susan has dropped a couple billion so far, but is still in pretty good shape. All these players, JT, Chio, Roller, Summit, a lot of them are from the same server. That is impressive. We have one member of, I think, Eagle Team here, Kranz, who's from our server, but that's about it. We do have several players that should have made it to the All-Stars. I mean, they're significantly more powerful than a lot of the players in this match right now, but the way that it's designed, it's not necessarily how powerful you are, but how successful you are in scoring points in the semifinals and the preliminaries. And sometimes when you're a really big player, it's really tough to get those points. Nobody wants to attack you. You have to find your points elsewhere. Whereas smaller people can just, for example, as you saw, people just port to the back, they get rallied, and you can just keep healing and healing, and taking rallies is one of the best ways to earn points in this. Let's take a look at the score. We are at 110,000 to 112,000. Lion Team has pulled away again for the second time. So it was only a 100-point lead last time they pulled away, but now they are 2,000 ahead. So they have been very successful in their attacks, in their recent attacks at least. Roller Pig is over here. Roller Pig was down to 1.8 billion or somewhere around there, 2 billion-ish. Before this rally, let's take a look at what Roller Pig is sitting at now. 2.2 billion, which means that there was significant healing which you really have to do. I mean, if you want to score enough points to make it to the top, you need to heal to not allow all your layers to be completely decimated by the end. An attack is going out, I think, over here. Was it on Shea? Yeah. A few reinforcements made it in, but the attack did land before most were able to arrive. Shea is now down to 2.5 billion points. Let's look at player scores. Kiss has not moved since that early stuff where Kiss was porting around at the back. Kiss is still not quite at 10,000 points, and other players are catching up. We'll scroll down the list so you can see. And while we do this, I'll remind you of the two events. You have the Roof is on Fire that will start very soon when people start to burn. So take out the marshmallows and bring out your IDs. Not that kind of ID. I'm talking about your game ID. Bring out your game ID and get ready to put it in chat. When I say the roof is on fire in chat, put your game ID. That's only if you haven't earned one in the previous stream, because we do not have a new package. It's the same one as before. The second event is you can earn 900 gems just by voting for your favorite streamer on the Facebook page. There's a link to it in the description to this video. And there's also a link, I think, on my actual screen somewhere. I don't know, here, there, somewhere. Anyway, an attack went out over here on Matua Contour. Matua Contour was another player that was below 2 billion, and a little bit of healing, and down to 2.7 billion again. I would really like to see some defense reports. We can look at some scout reports, but they're not as fun. Some comments over here. Eagle Team is saying they're really fast at reinforcements, which makes it tough for them, right? They have to set up rallies to try to distract the Lion Team on what their plan really is. They might set up 2-3 rallies and hopefully spread out those reinforcements to other targets. Chiyomaru over here wants to get some personal points. I think Chiyomaru was only at 1,200 or 1,500, and Chiyomaru just took a rally right now. And let's check Chiyomaru's score. Up to 5,000. That was a big jump. So that was a very successful move on the part of Chiyomaru, because sometimes when you're a big player, you know that if you stick with the rest of the pack, nobody will target you. And I was talking to JT the other day, who expressed that frustration, and JT's like 9.7 billion. Who's going to want to attack that? I don't want to attack that. You want to attack that? I don't. But JT is down to 6.5 billion, even still, just from participating in rallies and the reinforcements and all that action. Let's see if we have any whispers. I'll send him a quick message. I know that he's really busy, so if he's able to, I'm sure he would. Susan has a rally going on, and that is at, looks like Maximus was targeted again. Maximus was down to 2 billion and back up to 3.1 even after that rally happened, so a lot of healing there too. I'm reading some of the chat messages right now. JT has Sheets been very successful. He quit for a long time and then had trouble winning server because so many big players. Yeah, so many big players are being selfish. I know that happens all the time. Our server is actually really good. We're in general, we don't have that problem of people being too selfish. It happens here and there. But we work together most of the time. But I do hear a lot of horror stories about other servers and people just trading and being incredibly selfish, and it's such a shame. I wish there was a better way to deal with that. It's getting quiet again. We are at the 40-minute mark, and I think that this, like I said in the semifinals, this is the calm before the storm. People are starting to think of what they're going to do with the troops that they have left. What do they need to heal to make the last 30 minutes really count? Chris, this isn't the place to share your ID. What you want to do is click on the Facebook link and go there, and you would type Miser, and then you put your ID number after that, and that's what's going to get you the 900 gems that you get for free. The other thing is the roof is on fire. When somebody is burning, I will type it in chat, and then you can put your ID in there after that. Otis down to 3.7 billion power after that rally. The other person that was rallied is BO, who decided to do the same thing as Alex Big here, and port right in. 3.8 billion. So BO did take a little damage there. Some more rallies are happening. Things are starting to speed up. These players that are moving closer to the enemy hive are being rallied. And you know, it's a terrible strategy at the beginning, where you are, you've got an hour and a half left to rack up as much points as you can efficiently. But when you get down to the last minutes here, you get down to the 30-minute mark, people are going to do that more and more. They want to get rallied to get those last points, because it's really your last hurrah. You want to get as many as you can at the end. It's not efficient to do this strategy at the beginning and just allow yourself to be destroyed and have to heal and heal and heal as Kiss did. But that, if you can't score as many points as Kiss was able to do, doing that strategy at the very beginning, then it's not going to turn out well. But now is the right time, and we are going to see that happen more and more. Quick look at the map. It looks like Eagle Team has finally managed to take a tower, so they are matched 1 tower to 1 tower. The hospital has still not been taken. None of the other buildings really have that big of an impact, so it's not that worthwhile to talk about them or to really analyze that. An attack went out over here on Shady. Shady's down to 1.7 billion power. And I guess now that we are at 35 minutes and there is nobody burning yet, then my prediction was not true, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping there would be a fire somewhere around this point, but it might take a few more minutes. Jimsack was rallied, and Jimsack is at 5 billion power, so not in any danger of being zeroed. Love Letter, on the other hand, I think has dropped a bit more, down to 4.6, so a little healing might have happened there, but still in pretty good shape. Why don't you guys quickly put in chat, who do you think the first 0 is going to be, based on what you have seen so far? Who do you think? I'm curious. I have my own prediction, but I want to know what you think. What do you think? Who is going to be zeroed first? Dino's over here took a rally down to 1.8 billion. Nothing on the part of Lion Team right now. Looks like we have an attack over here. JT is sharing with us. Nice one. 72 million power to 711. That's that recent one that we just saw on Love Letter, who decided to teleport in, and that did not work very well for Love Letter. And that is the danger of not having enough reinforcements. If you just decide to jump to the back and they're able to take advantage of possibly some weaknesses that you have in your layers or your setup, then they can really turn the tide of the battle. Yeah, this played out definitely hugely in the favor of Lion Team. Seeing some people saying Dinos, some people saying Roller. It is a tough call. There are several people over here that are pretty low. We have Dino sitting at 1.8. We have Love Letter No, Love Letter is fine. Who was the other one? Roller Pig. Roller Pig was pretty low at 2.7 billion, but Roller Pig did do quite a bit of healing, so I think he's probably going to be okay. It really depends on what they decide to target. I think Matua was pretty low as well. A few rallies over here on Matua brought him down to 2.5 billion. Oh, look at this. At the very back, Susan has teleported to the back, asking to be rallied, basically. They're scouting Susan right now to see what it looks like inside Susan's keep, and there might be a rally going out soon. We'll find out. Some reinforcements going over here to Ash Candy. Is that the target? It is the target. Ash Candy is down to 3.7 billion. Score detail shows us that we are sitting at 128,000 to 135. Lion Team is really doing a very excellent job right now. I was thinking that Eagle Team was going to keep that lead to the end, but things have really turned around. The top 5 is all controlled by Lion Team. And then you get down there, you have a few Eagle Team mixed in, but Lion Team definitely has been performing quite well so far, despite those early players just giving up all those points and just taking those individual rallies. Kiss is over here doing the same thing as in the early match, trying to increase his or her personal score, and I bet you that rally is going straight at Kiss. We'll find out. Nope. It looks like instead the target is Pentangle. Yep. No fires yet. Not even at 30 minutes. I think by this point in the semifinals we had 3 or 4, and then we had like 6 in a row, 7 in a row. It was pretty nuts. We'll find out when the first one is going to be here. It'd be a shame if there are no fires. That would just be terrible. You poor guys, you're not going to get any packs. That'd be awful. I hope at least you're able to get over to the Facebook and get your 900 gems. Susan's over here doing some solo marches on Aries. Now we definitely want to watch for some people trading points. There's a difference between doing some solo attacks on players and trying to actually cause damage. But when you see a march going back and forth between players, and they're probably just sharing points, and that does increase their personal score, but that is not permitted in All-Stars. You cannot be trading points like that. Looks like a rally's landing on Kiss. Kiss is down to 2.7 billion points again. Kiss was sitting just below 10,000. So just from the amount of points gained, it was probably an okay battle, but I'm thinking that it may have gone in favor of Eagle Team there. So over here the scout is showing for JT that JT has put, somebody commented, it is training a general. So let's take a look. Got Simeon the Great at 1.5 million power. I mean, JT has a massive amount of troops, and that's true. But you definitely need a strong general on there. And it could be that Roller Pig is falling into the trap of put a weak general on my wall, make them want to attack me, and then switch it at the last second. And that could happen, absolutely. And that it could be a trap, but it could also be just you know, like, I'm not going to get hit. I need to use my generals elsewhere. Not really sure what the case is there, but my guess is it's probably a trap, and hopefully the leg isn't too bad that you're able to make the trap actually work. All right, there's a rally happening somewhere. Let's find it. It looks like Illuminati over here. Pew 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 is setting an attack as well, so there should be one on both sides. Over here, an attack just landed. This player is very close to being zeroed, and actually that looks like the first zero. Oh, that's not the right thing. I'm not supposed to post that. Oh, come on. Here we go. Now this is the right one, and it's probably going to land right at the same time as the fire happens on your screen. The roof is on fire. What that means, if you're just joining us, is the first 15 people to put their game ID after I say the roof is on fire when somebody is completely zeroed are going to get the package from Evony. It's not a huge package, but it's free stuff, so put your ID, but you can only get once. If you got it in a previous stream, then you cannot get it again. But if you do have somebody else's account that you want to share the ID for and just get them a free package, you can do that. I don't really care. You're here, you're watching, you deserve to get that package. Susan is sending a lot of solo marches at random players on the line team just to rack up a few points here and there. Let's take a look at the score overall. We have 136,639 to 147,420. And there is a rally landing somewhere. We better find it. I saw the reinforcement cap thing. Where is it? It looks like it's on Bucko. Well, Bucko hasn't really been hit a whole lot this time. Last in the semifinals, Bucko was hit non-stop by the opponent. And this time around, not so many times on Bucko. But Bucko's already down to 3.1 billion. You posted my ID. Well, hey, I'll take the package. I'm not there posting my own ID, but I could probably use it in there. That'd be great. I mean, I suppose I should even go on Facebook and post a vote for myself. I haven't done that. "25 minutes left. Things are going to get interesting now. This is where everything starts to happen. Looking at the towers, towers haven't been touched. It's still about the same. They're evened out. The hospital has not been claimed by anyone this entire match. But we are at the 25-minute mark. People are going to be rallying nonstop, or they're going to be porting in trying to get rallied. Dr. Nutkeys. What kind of name is that? Dr. Nutkeys? I don't know. I'm probably reading it wrong. There's probably some hidden joke that I'm missing, and everybody's laughing at me right now in their head. But Dr. Nutkeys E is down to 700 million power. Pretty close to getting zeroed, if not already zeroed, so keep an eye out for the fire there. Another rally went off over here on Kranz. Oh, Kranz is burning. Kranz is burning. The roof is on fire. I'm really glad to see Kranz burning. And not because I want him to fail, but because that means that he was able to get some points. And he definitely deserves it. He's at 7,000 points right now. So I am happy to see him over here in the top 15 right now. But at the same time, we need to see a closer score here. It's very lopsided. 158,000 for line team to 143,000. And here, just as I predicted here, something to watch out for, Dr. Nutkeezy, or Dr. Nutkeys. I like Dr. Nutkeys better. The roof is on fire. Yeah, the delay between live chat and the actual video is probably somewhere around 10 to 15 seconds usually. And I'm actually glad it's that way, because otherwise some of these players could be watching and, you know, seeing what the opponent is doing. But it's not that bad. But here we go. Oh, look at that salve. While I'm talking, salve is burning. Here we go. We're down below 25 minutes, and this is where the action is happening. Fires everywhere. 1, 2, 3. I think there's 4 now, right? 4 fires? 3? I don't know. I can't count. I've never been good at math. Actually, I have, but that's more, you know, that's counting. Counting's hard. We're going to see more pretty soon. We're down to 20 minutes. Hopefully we can see some of these reports. JT is sharing another one with me here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, that is a nice one. That's a rally against Ash Candy here. 80 million power lost on the side of JT, but that's, keep in mind, just his own personal loss. There are losses for the other players too, so it depends on their own losses, but still, that is a significant attack. Huge difference in power lost. And look at the amount of reinforcements that were in Ash Candy. It was not a lot, and that's why it was really lopsided there. That's part of the reason. And also look at this. We have an archer attack, but it was mostly facing off against siege defense. I don't know. It's just it is spread out pretty well. And it turned out really in the favor of Lion Team there. And I think those kind of attacks, those really strong attacks that they're putting out, are the reason that they have managed to pull ahead as much as they have, despite being 5,000 behind at one point. Oh, I think Kranz just healed, and he was rallied once more. I'm going to count that as a roof is on fire. I just want to check his score real quick. He's over here at 7,138. That's about what he was before. So I guess it doesn't count, unfortunately. He didn't really heal. They were just trying to target those reinforcements that were in there. Too bad. Don't worry. There will be more chances to roast those marshmallows. JT's setting up an attack right now. Let's find out who the target is. The target is Roller Pig. Oh, Roller Pig. Roller Pig. Roller Pig's not burning right now, but Roller Pig did heal a bunch of troops after... Did Roller Pig get zeroed earlier? Was that one of the targets, or was he just real close? You'll have to tell me. I'm losing track of things. So many things are going on, but I think Roller Pig is going to be zeroed by the end of this. A lot of reinforcements are being sent back from Easy. That was probably a secondary target, and people just reinforced Easy in preparation for the attack that never came. No, Kranz is not a defensive specialist. He is excellent at defending, but he loves to attack. He is primarily an attacker for sure. I'm seeing a fire on Matua Contour. Did I miss that? Did I miss that? I think I did. I think I completely missed Matua Contour. So I think I have to count that, don't I? I don't know. Between that one and the Kranz rally, I'm going to have to say the roof is on fire. Candy's over here with another attack that went out on Candy at 3.2 billion power left. Bama setting up a rally. Let's see who he targets. Oh, okay, there's the line. I was wondering, the line just disappeared. It went over on the Illuminati guy. Pew 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 is down to 3.2 billion power. Kiss is over here in the back door trying to get attacked once more to get some points, but it doesn't look like Eagle Team is going to bite on that. Lulu Lee is doing the same thing, but Eagle Team is not too offensive right now. I think they're hurting with all the rallies that they've been taking and their huge losses. Like, look at that. They are over 13,000 points behind right now, and I think they are running out of troops very, very quickly. Lion Team, on the other hand, they're just pulling ahead further and further. They are doing an excellent job of keeping control of this match. Ares is setting up an attack. And the target is... It's such a mystery when those lines disappear. KJ Casey is attacked once more. 4.8 billion, not too much damage on KJ Casey. He's still got lots left. He's shared his report, awesome. Let's see how that worked out for him. It was pretty even. No reinforcements, but he was still... See, this is the kind that shows you he is solidly built for a defense. There were some other players that we saw earlier that, they were with 5 million, 6 million reinforcements, and they didn't even put as big a fight up as KJ Casey did here. Excellent player, able to withhold all that attack. Very smart here. He's being attacked by ranged troops, and he swapped over to, it looks like, siege buffs to try to counter that a bit. He's got the debuffs to handle their attack for the most part. He didn't fully debuff them. That is some pretty massive marching attack power on the ranged, but it was enough that he was able to hold his ground. These hives are getting smaller and smaller. Have you noticed? People are just teleporting around to the backs of hives. They're spreading out all over. I want to take a quick look around because in the semifinals there was apparently some point trading that did happen. Some people were jumping to different corners of the map to try to hide and share points with each other. But that doesn't seem to be happening right now. Those are just people that were zeroed, and they are... I think that was actually me, wasn't it? That's me, but I'm invisible. That's cool. But it doesn't seem like people are point trading now. They are doing it the right way, and that is refreshing to see. Bama is setting up another rally. We don't have the coordinates shared. We don't really know who the target's going to be, so we're just going to have to guess who's it going to be, who's it going to be. Nobody? Apparently no one. Wait, here it is. Nope, scouts. I don't see any rallies. It looks like they must have canceled it. I guess so. Okay, over here we have some people just sending smaller solo attacks, trying to score those last minute points. We're down to the 15-minute mark. Easy might have been the target because a lot of reinforcements did go get returned right now just a second ago. Let's take a look at the score because it's going to start to change pretty quickly. People are going to score a lot of points, so let's take the time right now to quickly sift through one last time, check out player scores. It has changed quite a bit. Look at all these players over 10,000 already. 1, 2, 3, 7 players over 10,000. We'll scroll down the list so that you can find the player that you might be rooting for. Lots of people are doing a fantastic job in earning these points right now. All right, we are at 176,000 for Lion Team to 163 for Eagle. A rally finally went off after all that silence, and it hit Jason 13. Jason 13 is down to 2.1 billion. Oh, another one. Here we go. We're getting aggressive. Drago. Drago was also hit down to 3.4 billion. I'm thinking there might be a couple fires here soon. We're in the last 15 minutes. A lot is going to be happening really, really quickly. No new reports to share, unfortunately, but you know, they are busy. One final reminder here, if you guys have not had a chance to go to Facebook and do your vote to get your 900 gems, make sure you do so before all this is over. I don't know if they're closing it after the All-Stars or if they are closing it a little bit later, but better be safe and get your vote in earlier so that you can get those 900 gems early. A quick attack over here on Lion. Conan was attacked and dropped a little bit, but not too much. These hives are just so small. Everybody's moving around. Bama is setting up an attack. It's probably on one of these people in the back door, and yes, it was on Susan. Susan's jumping around in the back, trying to get rallied, and is finally successful in getting it to happen. Susan is down to 2.2 billion, so there should be some points earned on both teams there. And it doesn't look like too many people were able to reinforce. Is that a rally right here that I missed? Candy was attacked, it seems. Or are they a bunch of individual attacks? I don't know. A very small rally on Candy. They don't have a lot of players left with troops on the Eagle team, so they are not able to put out as much as they were earlier in the match. But they still want to do something, and I'm glad to see that they're at least trying to make something happen. Take a quick look at what's happening over here, just across the map to see where people are spread out. Nothing too weird happening right now. A lot of the players that you see teleported around the map, they're just people that were zeroed and they've run out of healing speed ups. They know they're not going to make it to the top, so they've kind of just given up. Candy is setting up on a rally. And the target is Ash Candy, who ported right into the middle of Lion team to try to earn some points. Let's see what happened. Ash Candy has been holding strong around 4 or 5 billion for a while now. With only 10 minutes left, we're going to see a lot of rallies, I think, on Lion team, by Lion team attacking some of those players that are easier over on the Eagle side because they are really the only ones with troops left. I don't think that Eagle team really has a lot going on. They're just sitting there. They can't fill rallies as easily as they could. They have lots of strong players left, but the troops that they have might not be the desirable troops to set up an effective attack. So I think it's really Lion team that we're going to be looking at to see attacks going out. Ash Candy was attacked once again, down over 1 billion points on that attack. That would be a big one. We don't get to see any reports yet. I'd like to see those, but they're not available just yet. And Candy's setting up another rally. It looks like it's going to be Ash Candy again. They're going to try to finish Ash Candy off, which is a really good thing for Ash Candy in terms of point gain. I'm guessing he's probably near the top now. Yeah, 10,000 points. Huge growth. Over 8,000, 9,000 points earned in those last couple rallies. That is very good for Ash Candy. And Ash Candy is back to 5.1 billion, knowing that they're going to keep going. They're going to keep going. They're going to use their troops to keep hitting, and he's just going to keep racking up those points if he can heal his troops fast enough to hold back those attacks. There's another billion lost on Ash Candy, but he was at what, 10,000, and now he's gained roughly another 800 points. So not a huge gain there, but you know, he's in the top 10 for sure. Check hospital and portals for trading. People say people are trading. Okay, let's take a look. I mean, for the trading to be happening, it would have to be a player on our team too, on the Eagle side. So, I don't know. I mean, it could be happening, but it doesn't look like anything crazy is really happening over there. I want to get back to the actual fighting, though. Looks like they're swapping it, but I don't think a whole lot is happening. Easy is over here, ported next to Ash Candy, has taken a rally down to 3.2 billion now. And that's really what's going to have to happen. Anyone that has troops left on Eagle team is going to have to move over to Lion to try to get rallied. I don't think Eagle team is going to pull out ahead. It's just not going to happen at this point. So it's all about earning those last points and trying to pull far enough ahead that that despite your loss, you're still going to be in the top numbers. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything crazy going on right now. Almost 5 minutes left. This is where people are going to possibly start dumping their troops. They have a lot of troops left. They need to earn points in any way that they can. And you're seeing that happening now. People are sending solo marches out, just trying to use their troops for anything. Some points here are better than no points. And they're going to be choosing targets that they know are probably already at a high enough place that they've made it. You don't want to be attacking somebody that's at a similar placement as you, because then they might earn more points than you would. So if I was in this kind of a position and I was trying to earn points, I would probably be attacking these guys over here, knowing that there's no way I'm going to catch up to them anyway, so I can waste my points on them and earn some to bring me closer to passing the people that are slightly above me. Lines going out everywhere. This is a lot going on right now. A little too much follow. There's no time for rallies. There's no rally happening right now. Just a lot of individual attacks trying to earn those points. Five minutes left. Quick look at the scores. There's a little bit of movement over here in the top, but these guys are all safe, absolutely. With only 5 minutes left, I would think that anyone really above this line right here is pretty much safe. And then on terms of Lion team, a few more players. Actually, there's a lot of Eagle team that are over here in the upper teens. So there might actually be a few Eagle team, more than I was expecting, that will be able to make it into the top 25. Lines coming from every direction. This is so hard to follow. There are so many things happening right now. People are just sending their attacks at anyone that might have troops for them to gain points on. It is complete chaos. Is it raining here? No. Are you hearing some kind of raining? I have an aquarium like way back there, but I didn't know that my microphone is that good at picking up just random noises. Three minutes left. Lines everywhere. Look at all these marches going out. This is what happens when you have billions and billions of troops to waste. Look at that. And we've got a fire. Bucko is on fire. I wasn't sure that there was going to be another 0 with just all these solo attacks happening, but finally Bucko is out. He is zeroed. Come on, we got to see a couple more fires. Let's see it. Oh, Susan is on fire. Yeah. The roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. Look at that. Shady is on fire. This is more like it. This is what I like to see in the last couple minutes. Oh, yeah. Fires everywhere. This is a rally happening right here. JT's setting something up. Where is the attack happening? Is that the attack? Or no, that's a little too slow to be an attack. I don't know what that was all about. Maybe it's speeding his troops home. Nope, here it is. Easy was rallied. And Easy's down to 1.9 billion, so another rally could finish him off, but I don't know if there's enough time for them to make that happen with all this crazy chaos happening right now. I guess we'll find out. Dino's is on fire. Woof, there are lines all over the place. This is really tough to follow. People are just getting those last minute points. I'm a little too afraid to go into the score details and see the final score just yet because I will just miss too much. There's just so much stuff happening right now. A rally over here on, what is that, Scott Score? Scar? Smoke? SC Beer? I don't know. No more fires yet. All these players are just yelling, hit me, I want to be hit. They want to be attacked, but they also need to send out their own troops to try to score some points as well. So they're just exchanging all over the place. It's just spinning the dice, hoping that you get points. Jason 13 is on fire. Wow, dragons, troops flying all over the place. Ten seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lilin was also put on fire, and that is the final one of the night. Let's go through the scores. It is 207,346 for the Lion team, and the Eagle team managed to squeak in 192,083. I'm going to go down player by player so we can see their individual scores, and as I do so, I'll just remind you that there is the chance to get your 900 gems as well. It's not a chance, it's a definitive thing. So if you haven't had a chance to put your ID over in the streamer voting thing in Facebook, the link is over on my screen. It's also in the description up at the top. Go there, and even if it's somebody you want to do multiple IDs, then go ahead and do that, right? It's one per account ID, and you can get those 900 gems for voting for your favorite streamer. All right, let's go through the list. We have Bio that finished in first place with 13,235 points. Very nice. I don't even know how to read this guy's name. We're just going to call him number 2. Number 2 is at 13,000 as well. And I'm just going to go down the list so you can take a look at your favorite players and see what they finished as. I'm really happy to see some of these hardworking players were able to make it to the top despite their size. It's really tough sometimes to get people to attack you. But when everybody else is in the same boat and we have people that, you know, in this match, the average size was probably 6 billion. So anyone could have earned points in here. I'm reading through chat, and if some of those point trading things are true, then I'm sure Evony will investigate into that, and it's really unfortunate. I don't like seeing that at all. I was very sad to hear about that in the semifinals, and even sadder that I didn't catch that myself, because that kind of play is just disgraceful, honestly. Thank you all for joining me on this finals for the All-Stars. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, you can also join the Discord. We have a community where we share advice and we just talk about the game and stuff. So if you want to join that, then you can find the link in my channel as well. And that's about it. I'm going to stick around for a couple minutes in chat if you want to talk, but I'm going to turn the stream off right now. Good night, guys.